Today's scenario is scenario number 7 from the SR 2015 pack, Outflank. Has two 12-inch diameter zones along the center line. There's no kill box. Each player receives 1 control point for controlling a zone and 2 control points for dominating a zone, for a total of 3 points available in a turn. The first to 5 wins.
Iceman here, playing my first game on the channel, running a Stryker3 tier list. Got the Stormwall, Stormclad, Storm Lances with their hard-hitting strength, the Blazers for their delaying action, and the Captain to give Pathfinder to the Lances, and of course Laddermore in addition to the Lances.
Pokey here, and I'm back with Harkevich, the Iron Wolf, in the tier 2 of Wolf Pack. You saw this list once before on the channel. Figure I'd go ahead and give it another chance at good old Civil War type battle with versus Cygnar. You know, because what's better than watching Cygnar and Khador face off against each other? Well, other than, you know, somebody crushing cricks, but that's a different story. All right, I ended up getting first setup. And we ended up forgetting that his huge base models were supposed to go at pre-deployment. That's still okay. Iceman's a good guy. Played against him, you know, a lot of times. He's one of our newer players in our area. But he's really picked up on the game pretty quick. And yeah. So this matchup, I'm pretty much just going to line it up to where I'm going for that zone. And this is where we remember about the pre-deployment after I've deployed most of my stuff. So now I'm just going to change up some items, and then, but as you can still see, the bulk of the deployment idea is that my heavy bulk of my force is going to go to the lower zone, and then I'm just going to try to feed the upper zone with the Winter Guard, and just hopefully just let them whittle, you know, just kind of deny points in that upper zone, especially now that the is on the top side of the zone.
Alright, Cygnar deployment. Gonna stick those storm pods out there first because I always forget to deploy those, and the Jack to run on the side with the Blazers, Lances up on the left flank. Hopefully we can impact his infantry, and the Blazers on the right to delay him scoring on his zone, and use Stryker over to support the Lances.
Alright, turn 1. Because of the tier, I get to put spells out beforehand. I don't have to worry about upkeeping them in the early stages. So I ended up putting Fortune on the Winter Guard and Escort up on Harkevich. Then of course, pretty much as things go, it is run, run, run. Everything runs up, gets into a good position. And the Draken runs up because, you know, I gotta put something up there to hopefully slow down his advance with maybe a counter charge or something. Covenant Joe, he activates. I want to say he gives him tough and fearless, and they end up taking the order to run.
Alright, first turn, allocate focus, giving some to Stormwall because it's got long range. Probably going to need to take out the Dracoon, and of course the Stormclad, so he can try and do any shooting against anything that's within range. Moving the Lances first, I'd like to try and use their hard-hitting abilities to take out his infantry, and plus the Electro Leap. And bringing Laddermore up to Laddermore up to bring some extra punch to the lances, and get the captain up there in case they need the Pathfinder ability. Throwing up escort, definitely an added benefit from Stryker, and go ahead and move him up. Next, go ahead and move the Tempest Blazers up, obviously so that they can get in, take some pot shots, and then if they need to, do their cav move back, but be in a position to contest the zone against the Khador, and get the Stormclad up. And then last but not least, Stormwall. I know I'm going to have to take out that Dracoon because those guys can be very annoying. I don't need him running around causing problems. Fortunately, with the Stormclad, able to, not Stormclad, but the Stormwall, able to boost some shots with the big guns, and eventually take out the Dracoon, which is a nice added irritant gone.
Alright, so the Draken went down first turn, moved a little too far forward. My mistake. I was anticipating the Cav moving a lot further forward, but I guess he just decided just to toe the one zone. So I guess that's a good thing. Those Cav are still going to be a tough nut for the Winter Guard to crack. I upkeep both escort and fortune. The bombardiers, they advance, they start taking shots, and of course they just they're out of range, but you know, drifts, for the most part, drifts can't do too much to hurt me, you know, because they can't drift far enough back, and of course the AoEs aren't big enough to splash unless I really roll a good roll. Jack advances forward, and then Black Ivan, he ends up running up to get base to base. Well, not running up, but he advances up. He then boosts a shot. I think that ends up making a miss. I think he still ends up missing. Actually, he's auto boosted to hit with the Harkevich. And everybody goes back and hugs the one Jack with girded. You know, nobody suffers from blast damage. And then Cognic Joe moves forward, does Curse for the Forefathers again, because those that I can't do much about, I know I'm going to get hit by. So they advance forward, they take the Bob and Weave order, and they start doing some CRAs. I want to say I end up killing off one, maybe two of the guys, or at least I was killing one and putting a serious hurt on another. There's still 3 plus Laddermore. Kind of a long turn, especially with the Winter Guard. Winter Guard take a long time. Because Draken was taken out so quickly, the Men of War advanced into Shield Wall.
Alright, turn 2. Time to get some damage done. We took a little bit of damage, but this will be the time to start rolling over the Winter Guard. See if we can roll up his flank. Allocate focus out to Stormwall so that he can try and use his big guns to support anything the lances might do. My intent is to roll up his flank with the lances, using their hard-hitting lances, and using assault, and plus the horses, an Electro Leap, should be able to take out the infantry. However, obviously, either they didn't charge their batteries, didn't feed their horses, because I wasn't having very good luck with the attacks, or the horse attacks. And I don't know, maybe it was the dice, or Pokey was doing a good job of making his tough rolls too. As a result, we were not able to take out as many of the Winter Guard as I was hoping to, and therefore the lances ended up kind of getting mired in the Winter Guard. I guess with the performance of my dice, they might be better off if I just melted them down into small little plastic slags, but they are what they are. Hopefully we can bring up Laddermore and the captain, and they might be able to assist in breaking through the Winter Guard. Actually, Laddermore ends up being a little more successful than her brethren knights. Next, we'll charge the captain in there. Hopefully, with his weapon master abilities, he can take some people out, which he does. Help thin out the Winter Guard. Make some room so we can start to roll up Pokey's flank. Next, bring up the Blazers. No, they're not going to be able to do too much, but maybe they can inflict a little bit of damage and then back off with their cav move. Actually, we were trying to bounce some Electro Leap off the Jacks, trying to inflict some damage on Stryker, but we weren't having such good luck. Not Stryker, but Harkevich. As usual, my wonderful dice were not working for my favor. Of course, anybody in the group will tell you I'm notorious for having bad dice, except for Gaston. He usually inflicts good luck on my dice, so there's a light at the end of the tunnel. The Blazers did very little. However, we did manage to keep them in range in order to, if they needed to, contest the zone. After getting the Blazers back, move Stormwall up so he can kind of keep him in the center so he can either divert left or right depending on where he's needed. However, persistently bad die rolls continued. I was not able to do a whole lot, putting out the two circles with the guns on the Stormwall to kind of divert his unit from directly charging me, and using the big guns to inflict what little damage I can to assist the lances on the left flank and the Winter Guard. Stryker up because he's going to need to support the flank.
Alright, turn 3. Looking good for me. I got 2 control points. I went ahead and upkept Escort, and I think I took away Fortune because I think they're pretty much on the bottom end of what they're going to be able to do. I have 2 of them knocked down. I only have like 3 or 4 left. Kovnik Joe's over there, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do too much. So my biggest hope now is to be able to take out the murder ponies, so that way they can, they can't contest points on next turn. Start with the bombardiers. They move forward. They start to shoot. They're a real low rat. Excuse me. And I think the murder ponies are decently high defensive, like 15 or something like that. Hoping that scatters will hit and I roll pretty decent on the damage. I think I got pretty lucky with him like having out of the zone and him not being able to take out all the Winter Guard in the upper zone. Because if he had been able to take out all the Winter Guard in the upper zone, he would have collected 2 points as well. So having them have tough was really nice. The Jack takes its 1 point of focus and it slams. It goes to slam the one murder pony, hopefully into the other murder pony, and hopefully both murder ponies will die. The first one ends up dying, and I think the second one just takes a couple points of damage due to slam damage. But I was able to take out at least one of 5. It's a start. War Dog moves over, because that's pretty much where my caster is going to start heading towards, trying to make sure he's protected. And then he's going to move over there, take a pot shot at the one center murder pony, boosting it to hit. And I think I still end up failing to hit. Damn those high defense murder ponies. So I end up popping feet, playing around with my adjustments a little bit. Not exactly sure as to what I want to do. Move up, move back, move over, play offensively, play defensively. We try to figure out where Black Ivan was. Not exactly sure, so I'm pretty sure I'm out of where he was originally. So I'm going to have him charge the Stormwall. Because under the feats, I get to have +3 arm and assault. So anybody doesn't know what assault is, basically I just get to make a shot as I come in. So I get to take one range shot at him, and then I get to start just try to blast him. Mostly that was the reason behind that is so with my higher arm, my arm 23, I'm hoping I could weather his return attacks, not allowing him to put down another those metal rings, because like right now, if the Men of War decide to walk through there individually, their base arm 16 won't protect them, won't help them too much. They'll take quite a bit of damage, weakening them. So I need those rings to not be placed again. So I take the Winter Guard. So that's why Black Ivan charged into the Storm Walls, to hopefully stop him from doing that again. Then the Winter Guard, they get something from Joe, I believe. Joe ended up shooting somebody, and then the Winter Guard charged in. Once again, trying to hold him back, because the plan here is to get the Men of War into the zone, just towing the zone to stop him from being able to score in that zone, and putting a pretty good anchor with the Men of War being arm 20 will be very, very helpful. See, this is where I'm asking what how the rings are, and then I just go ahead and advance the Men of War very slowly around the circle and putting them in shield wall.
Alright, turn 3. Well, obviously things are not moving quite as fast as I'd like them to do. Gonna need to push those 2 Jacks back. It's gonna be tough because Stormclad took some damage, and Stormwall's kind of locked in place, and we lost some more lances. Let's see what we can do. This work turn because he's already got points against me, so probably should have contested the zone last turn. Kind of burning for it on that one, but we'll see if we can roll up the Winter Guard and go to work on his flank still, and see if we can contest the zone. Obviously, since this is the work turn, have Stryker feet. See if we can get some additional punch in there. Like I said, I want Stryker on that side in case he needed to assist the lances. try and knock a hole in there. We are able to kind of dispose of the rest of the Winter Guard. Of course, it would have been nice at least a turn ago to do that. After pushing Stryker up, trying to use the lances to push through the rest of the Winter Guard, and eventually able to push through. However, going to be a little late for them to swing around. And then we still got Laddermore that we can push through there. She's going to take out Mk2, and possibly then she can swing around behind the Khador unit in the center of the board. She pretty handily takes out Mk2. My dice actually finally somewhat work by this time. Next, we need to get the Blazers in there. Number one to contest the zone, but not sure how effective they're going to be against the unit there. Those guys are pretty tough. Several hit points. We had a slight mistake there. Wanted to do the cab move, but had that small problem of free strikes. No use in throwing them away that quick. And I'm going to try and do something with Stormclad. Only his effectiveness is downgraded because early on his weapon arm got damaged, and so he was down to a single die on that. And coupled with the wonderful die rolls I was getting, he was not able to take out the Jack. Probably should have tried to move the Stormclad up a little more on the flank, on the Devastator's flank, just to toe the zone, in order to support the Blazers, depending on how their defense against the Khador goes. But we'll see. Now, see if the Stormwall can take out the Jack in front of him, so he can possibly eventually next turn try and get into the zone and contest it. And as you can see, I was not entirely successful. Was not able to take out the Jack in front of the Stormwall. And putting out the storm pod. Usually forget to do that, but using them to block the unit there in the center, keep them from charging Stryker.
Well, the Winter Guard are pretty much all gone. Captain Laddermore took out Mk2. So the only thing holding that top zone is the Men of War. Go Men of War. Do something. Be brave. Both Jacks still surviving. The one Clam Jack is was armed 28 on the feet, so that's impressive. And then I upkept. No, I didn't upkeep escort, but I bulldozed the one Jack backwards just to get him out of the way. Move my Jack back in the zone, hoping to be able to hold that one Jack at bay. Now I just need to kill off, was it 3 or 4 murder ponies? Starting with Mk2, he ends up boosting it to hit and boosting the damage, killing off the one, and now the rest of the bombardiers. It's up to the rest of the bombardiers to do their business of killing off those murder ponies. If we can successfully kill them off, then the game is mine. I can score my final control points. And here we go. Let's see how the dice play out. This is an interesting list. It will be interesting to see what the new Men of War unit attachment or whatever it is that they're bringing out from the sketch will do. I do like the changes they've made in with the errata, giving them the CRA, because they kind of needed that. I mean, it's still 11 points, a lot of points for those guys. But I was able to finally take out the final murder ponies and score my final points.
Afterthoughts, I think probably do it over again. I would flip my entire deployment, send the Lances and Stormwall on my right flank, put the Blazers and Stormclad on the left flank. Even though the Blazers might not be any more effective against the Winter Guard, they could still delay. I think the Lances would have been more effective. I think the only other thing is, if there had been a kill box, I could have probably just turned around and went back in the kill box. My die rolls probably would have been more effective. Maybe next time I can fight Gaston and have some dice luck.